Hey, college baseball fans, Mike Rooney here with Virginia Tech skipper John Szefc. Coach Szefc, great
Sure.
to see you.
Good
This is
seeing you,
good.
Mike.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go. This means the season is right around the corner. Hey, I want to ask you just a big picture program thing
Yep.
where, like it, 2022, you have the best season in school history. I mean,
Right.
I double checked it. Like you guys are the number 4 overall national seed. Just like
Right.
that is so hard to do. There's 300 teams for those of us keeping score.
Oh yeah.
And then the last 3 seasons are 30-win seasons, but
Yep.
you guys are right there on the fringe of what you're trying to do, be a
Right.
perennial regional team. And of
Right.
course, the ACC doesn't do you any favors. It just keeps getting stiffer and stiffer. From
Yep.
your perspective, is it the old Tiger Woods thing where, hey, we just need to keep putting good teams out there, and if we give ourselves enough chances, we'll continue to be, work our way forward? Or what is the big picture mentality when you're playing in a league like the ACC that is so fiercely difficult?
Well, I think the big picture is you're trying to get the best players you can, and you're also trying to keep them healthy, and that has gotten to be a major challenge because you're asking guys to play on such a high level, and I know that injuries are a big factor for anybody. We run into quite a few in the last 3 years, but traditionally, if you have good enough players and you can they're available and you can keep them on the field, you feel like you have a pretty good chance. As far as the ACC is quite different than it was when I first got into it in 2012 when I was at Maryland. Actually, when Maryland was still in the ACC, the rosters are better. They're older. Everything from lineups, pitching staffs, facilities are better, resources are better. Obviously, technology is a whole lot different now than it was then. But the only thing that you really can do is recruit the best players and prepare them, and keep moving forward with your facilities and try to enhance them as far as resources that your players have access to develop. And that's kind of what we've been doing. Like I'm not really into reading all the social media and everybody's stories and opinions and all that kind of stuff. This is a very interesting league in that you have some blue bloods in the league and you have some non-blue bloods in the league and you have some people in the middle, so to speak. But ultimately what it's about is having the best players you can, keeping them available as much as you can. And, and just keep preaching, the process as we do. I mean, it's about preparation. The whole thing's about preparation, physical and mental preparation. That's really what it's about. And we feel pretty good about it. So.
Love that. Hey, as we look at this year's team, you're not being on social media like I have to be. When these are the types of conversations we're having, which are funny because no one's thrown a pitch yet. But it's a great time to promote everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the best rotations in the country, like we're having these conversations, right? And 2 schools jump right out: Oregon State and then North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at your rotation. I'm thinking, man, this is a sneaky, awesome rotation. Brett Renfro, super talented, getting Griffin Stig back. And then Aiden Robertson, I'm just super intrigued by him. That's a kid that won 13 games at Walter State, and then he's a 13th round pick, and he comes to school. Tell us about that rotation, John. It looks awesome to me.
Well, it is on paper the best pitching staff we've had here, but it's not even close. On paper. I'll start there because you don't win games on paper. You don't keep guys healthy on paper. Just about anything can happen. Obviously Renfro is who he is. He's pitched for Team USA the last 2 years. He's pitched on Fridays in the ACC for 2 years. Griffin was away from the game for 13 months rehabbing, but he was an established ACC starter before he got hurt. Obviously Robertson is a frontline guy. Had a good preseason, but here's the thing. Like in Aiden's case, like we may end up using him at the front end, and we may end up using him at the back end. He's a very versatile guy. We also have a lot of other really good arms in there too, man. That maybe people don't, maybe they don't quite know about just yet. I would tell you, we have a freshman named Ethan Grimm from Pennsylvania, who we didn't really expect to be here, so to speak. He could have signed out of high school if he wanted to. very, very advanced, very advanced. Certainly for a guy his age. Preston Crowell's a guy that is not like maybe that blue chip household name that maybe a Renfro or Stig might be. He's probably had the best preseason for us. He could be a starter too, or he could be a length middle type guy or finish at the end. Brendan Yagish is a left-handed pitcher he's a transfer. Actually had a really good summer up in the New England Collegiate League, and he could be a starter, left-handed guy, but we may end up using him in the middle or the back. So it's like I just feel like we have a lot of options, maybe which we didn't have in the past for one reason or another. But I will say that the threesome of Stig, Robertson, and Grimm, three guys that might have been here, might not have been here, but they are here. So what it does is it takes your staff from being good to being, I'm not quite sure where it's going to go, and it's a good feeling. Obviously, when you have success, you do it with pitching and defense. Pitching and defense wins championships. Obviously, you have to score. I understand that. But if you don't pitch and play defense, I don't think you have any chance, regardless of how many runs you score. It's a lot easier to win 3-2 than it is 13-11, right?
No doubt.
So I mean, I think yes, we have some household names. We have some very established arms, but we also have some guys that people might not quite know about as far as what they might be. And I like it that way, quite frankly. Like we have a team, we have a whole bunch of guys that are that way, both on the pitching side and on the position player side. So I'm just excited to watch these guys go out and do their thing. And I obviously, as any other coach would say, we're really just kind of at a point where we want to play against somebody else.
That's right.
and kind of, you don't really know what's out there until you see it yourself, until you know. And, we're in a pretty good place going into this weekend, I think. So.
Love that. Hey, how about you mentioned, and we all know how important it is being old and experienced in college baseball in 2026. You have a catcher with a ton of experience in Henry Cook. Tell us about what his preseason's been like and what he brings to the table.
Well, I think the biggest thing for Henry is he feels like he's healthy now. He had a banged up knee last year. Now he's probably playing at maybe 75% most of the year. I'm happy for him that he's healthy. Like he's had a very good preseason defensively, offensively. The catching position might be our deepest part of our team. It would rival our pitching staff probably in that you have him, and he's been he played in the ACC for 3 years, which there's a lot of intangible there. Anderson French, left-handed and 6'5" catcher from Pennsylvania. He's very established. Also played in the Cape this past summer for a little bit. And then CJ Oxendine, a freshman, pretty advanced defender right now. His defense is a lot ahead of his offense. But to your point, your question about Cook, I mean, it's probably a sub 1.9 to second base as a thrower. The receiving end of it is very, very advanced. And then offensively, he could hit in a lot of different spots in the lineup. It could be a 3 through 5. It could be lower than that, but it's probably not going to be lower than that. We have a lot of left-handed hitters in the lineup. And Henry, guys like Henry and several others certainly give you a good opportunity to break up those lefties. Not just break him up with any old right-handed hitter. Like the guy's got probably 500 ACC at-bats under his belt. Like there's a lot to say for that. And we didn't expect to have him back here. I mean, I didn't. I'll be honest. I don't think he expected to be back here, but he is. I think the draft is very unpredictable now with a 20-round draft and smaller opportunities. So selfishly, I think we feel really fortunate to have him back, as well as some other guys. And, if you're weak behind the plate, it shows up right away.
Mm-hmm.
Right away. And you can't just throw anybody back there. But if you're strong behind the plate, like I feel like we are, that also will show up pretty quickly in a lot of different ways. So again, from a pitching and defense perspective, and specifically here, a pitching and catching perspective, we feel pretty good about it.
Love that. Hey, last one for you, John. So you guys are going to play in the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series at Globe Life Field. I wanted to get two perspectives on it. One is, the advantage of early in the season playing in a big league ballpark, the climate, the whole, and just the experience of playing in a big league ballpark. And then, the teams in this tournament are just, like they say the cliche about these tournaments is it's like playing in a regional. I've never seen a regional looks like this, right? Like this looks like Omaha is what this looks like.
It's a good one. Obviously, anytime you have a chance to put your program in a big league park, you always are going to try to do that if you can. Two, I was on this Zoom podcast, whatever you want to call it, a couple of days ago that was based off of this tournament, and I was asked the question, why would you want to get your guys playing against these other opponents? And my response, as I thought about it, was, this is really not a whole lot different than what we're doing right now on the weekends anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand, I know what Brian's got going at Mississippi State and John at UCLA and on and on and on, Tennessee and everything. I know what those guys are. Like, those guys are monsters. I get it. But I will tell you this. In this league, like, we're playing monsters every weekend anyway, from Georgia Tech to Miami to you name it. I mean, anybody can beat anybody. And, maybe, just maybe, some of the teams in our league don't have the booming names maybe that some of these guys in this tournament do. But I can tell you that the ACC certainly prepares you to play teams like this. Now, in this case, it's a little bit opposite. These teams will prepare us more so to play in the ACC since we're playing them first. That's just the way I look at it. Having been trying to prepare teams for X amount of years in this league and going through the gauntlet that the ACC is this weekend a gauntlet? Yeah, it is. But try playing 10 weekends in this league. I'm just telling you, man, it's really good, especially when, you go on the road to play some of these guys. Now we're going out west to play the Stanfords and the Cals of the world. Unless you're, I guess maybe people on the outside, not you, Mike, but people, what I would say outside the bubble, maybe don't quite understand what life is like inside the bubble on a week-to-week basis. This tournament is certainly that and more. And it could be our hardest weekend of the year, which is good because that's kind of getting us ready for, we go to Georgia Tech the weekend after that. I mean, you think that's going to be easy?
That's quite a 2-week stretch.
Yeah. I mean, James Ramsey, those guys, that's one of the hardest places to play in the league. Yeah. It's always been that way, even when Danny was there. I mean, that's no different, So, we'll have our hands full in this tournament for sure. But I think a lot of people will, not just Virginia Tech. I think anybody that runs out on that field is going to be up to their ears in it. But that's why you team up. That's why you lace them up. That's, you want to be in that atmosphere. And the fact that we get to do it in a big league park, it's really good for our players as far as the whole experience in general, and then what we're going to face after this tournament.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's going to be absolutely awesome. What a field, what a weekend, and what a venue. John, It was great catching up. Good luck to the Hokies this year, and we'll catch you down the road.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You got it. Take care.